Hey guys, welcome to the Weekly Talkthrough. We're back with Katie and Evan to talk to you about the biggest news in gaming and esports this week. Kicking things off, you may have noticed that Destiny 2 has finally launched. It came out on the 6th, and so far it has been dominating the news, Reddit, Twitter, Facebook, the forums. People seem like they're really loving it. Destiny threw a big bash at PAX West over the weekend. Everyone seems to be celebrating.
Yeah, it seems like a really, really cool title. I personally do not have any experience with the first game of the series, but I hear that I hear that you can actually play it pretty fluidly without having any experience, which is nice. Apparently, the first game didn't have as much of an overarching storyline as necessary for you to understand this one. And I hear the multiplayer experience in the new Destiny game is awesome. So I definitely have to get my hands on it.
It's coming out on PC October 24th. It'll be $60.
Yep.
But Evan, you're totally right. So the first Destiny didn't really have a lot of a storyline, nothing that cohesively tied it together, and that was one of the biggest complaints that Bungie received. This time around, however, people are really praising the storyline. They put a lot of time and effort into immersing you into what makes this world feel alive. So kudos to them. Again, it hasn't even been a week since release yet, but things seem like they are going all right.
Yep, definitely looking forward to October. Keeping up with the Blizzard news, massive events news regarding esports has just come out from Blizzard. They have announced that in the next coming months, by the end of October, they will have a fully functional, dedicated esports arena in Los Angeles for 3 of their major titles, Overwatch, Hearthstone, and Heroes of the Storm. They also plan on showcasing World of Warcraft Arena Championships once they get that infrastructure built in as well. This is awesome. You know, we've seen major esports events like the League of Legends World Finals and the Dota 2's TI fill up massive event spaces, but none of the event spaces have actually ever been dedicated to esports specifically. I think that this is a sweet move.
Specifically by company, you have Madison Square Garden, you have all these places where they've rented out to host these events, but never someone like Blizzard coming in and being like, we're going to make one specifically for ourselves.
Exactly. I think it's awesome. I think, Blizzard is already a huge company that has a lot of potential in growing up their games' competitive scenes, and I think the arena will only help them do that better.
Right, and we're going to get actually our first look at it during the Overwatch Contenders Season 1 playoffs, which will be hosted at this venue. So stay tuned for those, where we'll get kind of a first real peek into what this arena is going to look like.
Yes, definitely.
I am pretty excited about that.
Absolutely, me too.
I'm going to pause for a second to give Jess a minute because I forgot what I'm supposed to talk about right now. Evan, remind me.
The Bethesda game.
Jess, if you could add in some like lulzy part for me forgetting this, that'd be great. But anyway, the Bethesda game. Okay. I'm going to pause again for a minute so there's a time lapse. Bethesda is apparently coming out with a game in 2017, which there's only about 3.5 months left of, and no one knows what it is, Evan. Yep. We don't know a name. We don't know the title. We don't know what franchise. They just like casually revealed at PAX West, yeah, we have another unannounced game. Everyone's speculating. No one knows what it is. We're all kind of sitting at the edge of our seats waiting to see what this title is going to be. I'm excited about it. I mean, I think it's fairly impressive for someone as big as Bethesda to keep something like this completely silent for so long.
Yeah, totally. Whenever leaks occur, I am always a fan of this format. I like getting no information at all, especially with developers and studios that are so reputable like Bethesda. Obviously, Bethesda's made like 1 million games that people know and love under different studios, Gearbox as well. I'm praying that it's a Borderlands title. I think that if we saw a third title, it would, really just polish off the series. But obviously, like you said, no one knows anything. People are hedging bets already. I'm super excited. I love Bethesda games. I don't think I've ever had a bad experience. I'm excited for what's in store for sure.
Well, almost kind of skeptical too. It makes me. People love to leak things.
Yeah.
So my main question is if this is really a big title, how did no one know?
I know, yeah. Usually people find like weird little like trademarks or like registered patents.
Or Target gives it away by posting something that it shouldn't.
just crazy like stalking stuff just to find out about games. But yeah, I'm super excited. I think it's going to be really, really interesting to see where Bethesda takes their direction moving forward. But last but not least, we have some League of Legends drama in the news again.
So much drama.
I await the day where we can say that did not occur. But until then, in the EU LCS, there has been a lot of discussion about the financing structure of Riot's competitive scene, the League of Legends Championship Series. Just about a week ago, the H2K gaming organization issued a statement saying that they did not want to participate in Riot's League of Legends Championship Series if they were not planning on readjusting the structure to be friendlier to organizations and their teams. Now, that initial letter was met with some backlash from the community as well as some support, but since we have seen a letter, an op-ed piece come out from the former manager of H2K Gaming, basically saying that they need to suck it up, which is pretty interesting. I don't know, what do you think your take is on this?
Well, so it's interesting, right? In that original H2K letter, they were saying that they were bleeding something like 1.1 million a year off of this. They weren't profiting. But then the second H2K letter from the former manager basically said, okay, you can't cry to Riot about not making money when you're essentially a logo on a social media site and you do nothing to promote yourself as a legitimate business and make revenue for yourself, which was pretty savage.
Yeah, honestly. Ice on that burn for real.
No kidding.
Yikes.
And so, I mean, it was, however, pointing blame at a lot of different directions. The players, the teams, Riot itself. So I think there's kind of a big blame game going on, but I would agree that, you know, as a team, you can't suck at the teat of Riot forever and assume that they should be making money when you're also branding yourself as an independent entity.
Mm-hmm. It's a weird mix of, you know, obviously Riot has to care about their players and their orgs, but at the same time, those players and orgs need to be doing the work themselves to make their brand reputable. I agree.
Yeah, and I mean, again, that comes among a lot of other big shifts in the EU LCS, not to get into a lot of details because there's a lot there that you can read more about in the daily walkthrough. But needless to say, the drama llama is not going extinct in the EU LCS anytime soon. Yep. Evan, I think that's about all we have for today. This is the weekly talk through, your run through of the biggest news in gaming and esports, brought to you by Katie and Evan at the Daily Walkthrough. See you guys next week.
Bye, guys.